Property is a vast subject and there's quite a few nitty-gritties that you need to consider. Any mistake that you do can really hurt your portfolio. We know, what is the demand and supply in that particular area. And we have that relationships with the real estate agents who's actually sourcing the properties from their sellers. Our 80% of the effort is allocated towards the 20% growth areas, building relationships. So that's why we are able to seal the deal in an efficient manner.
Hello and welcome to BGN Network Member Spotlight. And today we have a special guest, Vivek Krishnan, all the way from Buyer's Niche. Thank you so much for rocking out here today.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we are going to learn a little bit more about yourself, Vivek.
Yep.
And shall we dive deep in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. So what inspired you to start your business?
When I started this business, I saw a lot of people who are settled in Australia, but they don't know where to buy investment properties, especially when coming from a migrant background, like coming from a different country. They don't know anything about real estate portfolio building. They would have had some exposure to shares and other things, and real estate as a portfolio is something that was not very popular. I was learning about it and I came to know that it's a really good way to build wealth. And Australia gives a lot of opportunities to do that in the right locations. So if you're able to research the right markets, tap into the right opportunities instead of just thinking about your own backyard, that can actually really make a difference to your portfolio. And people didn't know about that. So I thought, okay, I'll start this business, empower people, help some friends, and get into this property journey.
Wow, that is so cool. Yeah. And so you're just making me think we're in the land of opportunities. So if you want to tap into the absolute best, Vivek's right here to assist you. And well, you can be his friend. That'll be wonderful too. If you can tell us a bit more about your business. So what are the services, what are the products that you offer, and who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is a professional working in Australia who has got a vision to build a property portfolio or purchase a home for them to move in, and who don't know enough about property market, or they don't have time to research and conduct the due diligence and do that negotiation all by themselves. So, property is a vast subject and there's quite a few nitty-gritties that you need to consider. And any mistake that you do can really hurt your portfolio. So my ideal customer is someone who is looking to invest in property and don't know where to buy, how to approach the market. And my products are, it's a service-based business. I'll be helping them work out a strategy and a path forward and shortlisting the right locations based on their long-term and short-term goals and securing a property at the right price. So they can enjoy a game of football with their kids and they don't have to worry about inspecting property on the weekend.
That's wonderful. And oh my God, that's a lot of heartache. And I've done that before, so I can totally relate. So if you had to pinpoint, like, what normally are the concerns of these people coming to you?
First of all, they don't have time. Even if they have time, they are overloaded by information. So there's lots of data available in the internet. There are paid sites as well. And they'll be influenced by their friends who have purchased in certain locations. But however, they would have done that in a different period, and those opportunities may not be the right ones to move forward. So the challenge is information overwhelm and the lack of time.
Well, we definitely not want to come from a space of chaos. We want to be calm and make the right choice at the right time. So that sounds wonderful. And when it comes to business, I'm sure there has been quite a few challenges for yourself as a business owner so far. What would be one standout challenge and how did you overcome that?
The movement of markets. When you tap into a particular market, after a few purchases, we realize that the prices have risen. Then immediately we have to exit and go to another market. That may not provide the right opportunity anymore. Or sometimes what happens is we would have valued a property and there'll be a lot of competition due to which we miss out on that. That was one of the main challenges. But how we overcome is that we know, what is the demand and supply in that particular area. And we have that relationships with the real estate agents who's actually sourcing the properties from their sellers. So in that way, we'll be able to understand what is the demand, how much this property that the seller is looking for, what is the vendor motivation, why they're selling it, and what is the price that they want. And if we see value in it, we will proceed. If not, we will go to another market or another property. So that has been the challenging so far. Like, yeah, you research on a property and do all the work. Sometimes you miss out on it, but that's a part of the game.
Wow, and I think it's such a collaborative space, and there's a lot of communication happening. You're talking to the buyer, you're talking to the, the vendor, the client. You're talking to a collaboration of so many people to get the work done as well. So I think that's a lot of different aspects that you really manage. And I think your client's having a great experience because you're pulling out doing the hard work for them, which is beautiful.
Right.
And if I had to flip that and ask you what has been one of the biggest achievements for you in business, what would that be?
Last year, one of my clients approached us to purchase their first investment property. At that time, they didn't know that they can purchase investment property because they had some money allocated to their investments. They didn't know anything about it. So they were looking to purchase something in their own backyard, which will cost like fortune. Instead, they bought an investment property. It has grown by nearly 200K in over like 15 months.
Wow.
And now they are very confident to purchase their second property, and that can actually build their portfolio. So from nowhere, they were able to actually build a property portfolio. That's something that we are very proud of.
That's bloody tremendous.
Yes.
So is that usual for clients to see that kind of, results?
The market also came into our favor. So yeah, it's all about finding the right opportunity early in the cycle of growth.
So you seem to be really good at, predicting market trends and assisting clients. So someone who is constantly keeping count and checking the pulse, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And if I had to ask you what sets you apart, because I know there's a lot of buyers advocates come up. So what is different when it comes to doing what you do?
We don't push a customer to any deal. We make sure that the rental and the capital growth potentials are evaluated, and we do all the due diligence step instead of taking shortcuts to seal a particular deal. So in that way, the buyer is confident that, okay, they're making the right purchase. So that personalized service by using the time, that's what makes us apart.
Wow, that means you're really looking after a couple of different cases, the scenarios, looking at what the client really needs.
Yes.
And doing a lot of background research so that the client's really happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And also research on the properties as well and the locations, whether it has got any public zones, public housing zones, whether it's got any red flags and things like that. So we make sure that we avoid those areas and we speak to the people on the ground. We ensure that we do the coffee rating with somebody who is local in that area to ensure that the properties that we buy, the area that we shortlist, are the right areas to invest, and there aren't too many issues with that.
And would you say that the service is provided Australia-wide?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Fantastic.
We identify the growth pockets in Australia. So as a beginner, if you are doing it on your own, you'll be like spreading like your entire research and brain into the entire Australian market. But what we do is we focus on the 20% of the high growth areas, if that's the objective of the client. And we make sure that our 80% of the effort is allocated towards the 20% growth areas, building relationships. So that's why we are able to seal the deal in an efficient manner. So yeah, that works well.
Wow. So that is, relationship building is a constant process. It's not like you rock up one day, say hello, and this is what my client needs. So kudos to you for constantly being on top of everything. And looking forward and looking ahead over the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? Where do you see the business grow?
More and more people will have access to our services, and it's not just about we serving them, it's about education. The customers need to know what their strategy is, what they are buying. So the right education, right mindset, and access to more and more customers, that's what we envision in the next few years, growing as a brand.
Love it. Education and ongoing learning, absolutely beautiful things. And when people are informed and they're able to make better choices, better decisions, then they have better lives. So thank you so much for transforming lives. Thank you for being here. And we're so glad you're part of Biz Growth Network. Looking forward to having heaps of fun.
Thank you, Shweta, and great interview. Thanks. Cheers.